Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast, and now game 1 in a series, excuse me as I accidentally bumped the microphone, game 1 in a series between Th000 versus TiuJQY. I have actually no idea how to say his name. I am sure it is some variation of Chinese. I'll just call him Tiu for now, and most likely refer to him as Undead, as he is spawning as the red Undead player over here at the 9 or 10 o'clock position. Meanwhile, on the top right-hand side of the map, we have Th000 spawning as the purple human. Now, a little bit of clarification. Yes, for those of you guys who have listened to me for quite some time, Th000 is also known as Samdan. His name is Th000, which stands for 3 eggs. Or 3 eggs, and well, that sounds like in Chinese, depending on if you're speaking in the Cantonese or Mandarin dialects, is Samdan or Sandan. And well, that's enough of an explanation, as we're already 1 minute into this game. Now, also, people have been asking for more background noise, more game sounds. I did decide to turn them up here. I've also turned down my gain just a little bit. Hopefully it sounds much better for you guys, as I am trying to give you guys the best possible listening experience as well. And overall, a very, very good just viewing experience. So what is going to be happening here on Nomad Isle? In this particular game, it will be an Archmage versus a Death Knight. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. You can see a graveyard has come down already. The Death Knight was not delayed, so that means that the Death Knight, that means that the Crypt Fiends will be a little bit later, and that should also mean that the Death Knight may try to open up with harassment while the ghouls stay back, harvest enough lumber, and then once there's enough lumber, then we will see a transition into Crypt Fiends. That is, I believe, how this particular build order works, as the Death Knight doesn't really have much he can really do in terms of creeping early on. Those ghouls are not nearly as effective, and that Death Knight is going to be making its way out to Th000's base, hoping to disrupt any of his creeping, as Archmages really need to get to level 2. A level 2 Archmage is extremely powerful just because of that extra Brilliance aura. The more mana he has, the higher his ability is in order to just continue creeping. And you're going to see that the Death Knight has now come inside right here. Water Elemental is safely at 164 hit points to make sure that a single Death Coil cannot take it out. Now, the Death Knight doesn't really mind this. He's just running back and he's buying time, because all he really wants to do is he wants to disrupt that Archmage and any form of harassment. If he's able to disrupt harassment, or if he's able to disrupt any sort of creeping, then that will be a victory for him. Right now, the Death Knight is not gaining an experience, but more importantly, that Archmage is not gaining experience. And the longer this game goes, while that Archmage is still sitting at level 1, that will be more mana lost. Now, at some point, though, that Death Knight does have to go back and lick its wounds, because the army of the human player is just going to get larger and larger. You can see that the militia are nearby here, and you're also going to see some Troll Shadow Priests come in. The Death Knight does come in with the steal, and that does deny that Archmage level 2, very importantly. And with that steal, he may decide to just back off here. He's going to get a double steal. He gets a double steal there. That Death Knight getting up to about halfway to level 2. The militia will finish this off. But more importantly, that Archmage has really gone for about 1 minute and 45 seconds without Brilliance Aura. If you want to do the math, 1 minute 45 seconds, it was at 105 seconds multiplied by 0.75. Yes, he's lost about 75 mana. So losing about 75 mana, that is almost a water elemental there, especially if you consider that the Archmage has faster mana regeneration at level 2 inherently as well. So far, that Renegade Wizard is just sitting right there. He is just tanking a lot. You can see that that Footman is right there as well. Ring of Protection will be picked up, and that Archmage sitting at level 2 right now could have been easily at level 3 if he did not lose all of that experience. And now Th000 is in a bit of trouble, but he is going to get back into this game with an economic opening. Meanwhile, we see the Crypt Fiends of the Undead player doing its thing, as we are already nearing tier 2, which means that we should be getting a Lich as well. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lich once again comes out, or even a straight tech to tier 3 Black Citadel before the Lich gets started, since that Orb of Corruption is so good. Now, it has been over a year since Ted has remade his way back onto the scene, and I haven't really seen any Ted-style pushes. This may be different, as we may see a Naga Sea Witch come out. Yes, it is going to be a Naga Sea Witch, and the Naga Sea Witch is extremely potent at this stage in the game because of those cold arrows. If you can get those cold arrows down, you can see that that footman is taking so much damage there, and another cold arrow comes on, and the Crypt Fiends are going to finish it off. So two very easy shots taking down two footmen. And those two footmen are going to be a very big swing. All of a sudden, instead of having 38 supply, he's down to 34 now, as we're looking at a 34 to 31 supply army fight, as the Crypt Fiends are now going to try to push in and take down that Arcane Tower. However, we are very close to home here, so Militia will be joining in, and Crypt Fiends do not do well against mass militia. Their attack is relatively slow. They're better at taking down larger units there. And oh, one very low hit point footman is able to escape right there. You can see that we are still engaging back and forth. Another militia gets taken down. But you got to remember, years ago, that militia experience was dropped significantly. All right, we're going to continue to see this attack here. It looks as though another footman may get taken down here. And we are still getting some very nice cold arrow attacks. But the water elementals are still up front, dealing tremendous amounts of damage. Slaughterhouse is about to come into play. Obsidian statues should be coming in as well. Meanwhile, this town hall is already up, and that expansion is looking extremely strong, as it looks as though the Archmage wants to pick up a tavern hero, which would come as a surprise. We are not even at tier 2 yet, so yeah, not going to be any tavern heroes, as the Death Knight now looking to back off. Is it going to be able to escape? Yes, it will, with that Unholy Aura, able to regenerate hit points and have a little bit of a faster movement speed. The Water Elemental is right there. It's going to get taken down by itself, by its own army, as we see a Rod of Necromancy being transferred over. The Death Knight now fighting or sitting on Blight will regenerate hit points extremely quickly, and now just simply wander around here. With that Obsidian statue joining in on the army, that Obsidian statue should be able to heal up that Death Knight rather quickly. We also see a Sacrificial Skull being picked up. Now, are we going to see... No, we do not see a meat wagon, but more importantly, we do see this massive army coming here for disruption. All right, there is one Nerubian tower here. You can see that the Troll Shadow Priests are in the back trying to get some damage. More importantly, we are not teching to Black Citadel, so this gives the undead player time to retrain Acolytes. Yes, he is going to be losing a lot in this fight, but the Death Knight is coming in here as well, and he is coming in with a lot of damage. So far, Acolytes are falling, but that isn't really that big of a loss yet. You can see that the Ghouls are fighting back here. How many units are going to get lost here? It looks as though one guy going to get taken down. Another guy can get taken down here, as the Footmen are still fighting back. The Halls of the Dead are still engaging pretty heavily, as this Obsidian statue is here as well. Acolytes, all of them are pretty much down, as the undead player is still regenerating a fair amount of hit points. The Acolyte now deciding to back off here, and the Archmage is really pressing forward, much staying around far too long, as the Acolyte now going to just start mining once again. Yes, we did see a good number of Acolytes taken out here, and we also see the fact that we are currently... for some reason, I thought we were upside down on supply. No, we are not. 35 over 50. Just wasn't training up Acolytes for some strange reason. But this was a smart play by Th000. Th000 knew that with his economic advantage and the fact that he is at low upkeep, he can kind of trade 1-for-1 inside his opponent's base. Yes, he burned a Scroll of Town Portal, but that fight did last longer than 35 seconds, so he pretty much came out even there while protecting his expansion and allowing time for these guard towers to be constructed. You can see now that the Fiends are trying to do a bit of a push here, and he is having a much more difficult time trying to engage. One very low hit point footman going to get taken out there. Did not need to have massive focus fire. That was a little bit of wasted damage there, as we are still seeing a bit of an engagement. The Archmage having a little bit of a problem, though, needs to get back. It does not have Boots of Speed. There's a Death Coil, and the Archmage quickly quaffs a potion of healing just in time, as we are looking at this Obsidian statue taking far too much damage here. Alright, let's see the Death Knight going after the Archmage again, down to 33 hit points. The Naga Sea Witch very low, trying to get away. It looks like it will be able... No, it's not going to be able to get away. The Archmage comes back over, gets the level 2 Naga Sea Witch, regenerates hit points still from the Scroll of Regeneration. gets more hit points as well from leveling up, and now he is looking pretty strong at this point. But still, the Death Knight is fighting on Blight, so even without the Obsidian statue, you can see that the Crypt Fiends are regenerating hit points rather quickly. Death Knight sitting now at level 3, taking some arcane damage there, mana feedback, and that is not going to be a good position for that Death Knight to be in. Without any more Death Coils and only one more Rod of Necromancy charge, he is not going to be able to push inside this base, especially without any meat wagons. He is replacing those Obsidian statues that he's lost, as the Water Elementals have been diving in on them throughout this matchup. So far, the Undead is still a bit behind, 35 over 50 supply compared to 41 over 54. Archmage sitting at level 4, gonna go after this Gargantuan 744 creep camp, which is similar to the Turtle Rock creep camps and those gold mines. I believe it is going to be dropping a very similar items, either the greater potions, or a scroll of the beast. The greater potions, greater potion of healing, greater potion of mana, potion of invulnerability, or scroll of the beast. I believe those are the items. I'll have to double check that. What other potion of invulnerability it is. Meanwhile, you can see that the Death Knight going after a rogue wizard, only seen at level 3 on that Death Knight still, as the Naga Sea Witch has been rejoined with this army. And the problem is, now that the game has gone on a little bit longer, that Naga Sea Witch is not nearly as strong as it was moments ago. We are now going after a red creep camp here, a dark wizard green drake creep camp. Very difficult to take out, especially with all of that frost armor. That frost armor giving an additional +3 armor. That dark wizard having 7 armor. Very heavy damage reduction at 30%, as we're looking at the Death Knight now coming inside here. Alright, so far both sides fighting. The Dark Wizard down to 178 hit points. There's a Thunderclap. No Death Coil to steal the experience. That was a bit of a mistake there, but the Death Coil goes on the Mountain King instead, as the Mountain King gets taken down. Alright, we do see a Stone Golem coming in. Oh, that was a summoned unit that was stolen by the Undead player. A huge Stone Golem taken down. We may see even a boulder toss come in from that rock golem as well. It's going to get taken down. Death Knight now sitting at level 4, and this is a huge turnaround, folks. All of a sudden, with this rock golem, it is 180, I believe it is 180, no, it's a 90-second cooldown. So that means that rock golem should be falling apart in about another minute or so. I cannot believe that he is just taking this time to creep, but with that Naga Sea Witch only at level 2, and it may not be a bad option. If he can continue to creep very heavily, get another red creep camp, get another very strong item, that would be extremely strong for him. As that Death Knight, what is he doing? He's Scroll of Town portaling back home, as there are now Dragon Hawks inside the army. Oh, poor Archmage really ventured way too far inside this base. Is he going to be able to make it back out of here? The Naga Sea Witch has not been launching those cold arrows, and even the Nerubi or the Black Citadel was not attacking the poor Archmage. The Archmage able to easily slip away. Not exactly sure what happened there. All we needed was a cold tower blast, and that Archmage would have been pretty much stuck between the cooldown on the rock golem, the Naga Sea Witch's cold arrows, and the Black Citadel's cold attack as well. Alright, Archmage, Paladin, and now coming in together. The Mountain King most likely will be trained up here in just a moment. We are looking at what the follow-up plan is going to be. Griffins are in the air. Griffins are going after that last hawk there, and I cannot believe that we are seeing Th000 come in with Griffins at this point. And Griffins are extremely powerful against the Obsidian statues, but once they go into Destroyer form, that may be a bit of a mistake. The Rock Golem right now is also immune to magic, so this is the perfect time to attack if he knows that his opponent has Griffins. Alright, there we go. Level 2 on the Paladin. Going after that Bronze Drake. That Bronze Drake quickly taking down Tome of Agility as well. Let's see, Mountain King sitting at level 2, very close to level 3. It looks as though the Mountain King will get to level 3, as we see a small engagement of nothing, apparently, down over here. Skeletal minions still doing a little bit of soul searching down here. You can see that the rock golem is about to come to an end. We have destroyers in the air. And here we go. Where are they going to be traveling to next? Going straight after those guard towers. The only thing that can really take and challenge those destroyers. All right, the destroyers quickly taking down the guard towers. And here we go. What's going on? Why are we engaging? There's some massive web there. As you can see, both sides are fighting. All right, the Crypt Fiends are very low on hit points, going after those units. And what is happening here? The Death Knight now very low on hit points. Is he going to scroll a town portal? Yes, he does, just in time. Lich is still right there. We are still attacking. There's a Fork Lightning as well, doing damage to multiple units, and that potion of invulnerability onto that Mountain King was very, very important. All right, the Death Knight now sitting at level 4 needs to be able to heal back up. That Obsidian statue needs to work extremely hard to get that Death Knight back up, who's still sitting at 193 hit points. All right, that Death Knight very low still. Lich is still sitting at level 1. No frost armor yet on that Lich. And once we do see frost armor on that Lich, perhaps it will be onto that Death Knight. Or no, it's going to be Dark Ritual instead to try and get more mana. All right, we have one. Wait, the Obsidian statue is currently only providing Essence of Mana or Essence of Blight. I'm not sure. No, it is Essence of Blight right now, healing up all of those units. The Death Knight going after all those units here. There goes the Null Warden as well, as we are looking at destroyers. So far, Howl of Terror, massive damage reduction, and this would be the perfect time to engage against this Griffin army while they have this massive damage reduction. No, the damage reduction is now gone. Death Knight now sitting at 370 hit points. Are we going to see a bit of an engagement here? Yes, we are, but that is a lot of Griffins. 3-1 upgraded Griffins as the Obsidian statue. Oh, that is going to get focused down oh so quickly. Here you go. There goes one Griffin. Are we going to perhaps see another Griffin could get taken down? Potion of Invulnerability. Naga Seawitch sitting at level 4. We could see another Fork Lightning coming in here. Death Knight. Oh, Scroll of Town Portal not used in time. And now with that Death Knight gone, things may go from bad to worse. Crypt Fiends now trying to fight back, as all we needed to see was perhaps a Scroll of Town Portal, save all of those units, Fork Lightning to deal more damage again, and then try and re-engage. You can see that the resource difference was rather high. Also, the units killed, units trained, everything really in favor of Th000. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1. Please stay tuned for Game 2.